We have for that debate today, so, well, until later, I guess. Statements by members. Déclaration de député. The honourable member for St. John's East.
Mr. Speaker, it is with great pleasure that I rise today to celebrate the passing of the Pharmacare Act, one that will have an immense impact on the lives of Canadians and Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. Every Conservative in this House voted against the historic Pharmacare legislation at every step. Voted against legislation that will help 9 million women and gender-diverse Canadians access universal, single-pay contraceptives. Canadians have made it clear they don't want slogans. They want a government who will put their health first, including their reproductive rights, and making lasting impacts to the Canadian healthcare system. It is our Liberal government who is delivering just that.
The honourable member from Provencher.
Mr. Speaker, it's harvest, a time of thanksgiving for tens of thousands of farmers across Canada, including in my home province of Manitoba. Despite the Liberal NDP plan to quadruple the carbon tax on these hardworking individuals, Conservatives wish to express our gratitude to farmers. Manitoba's 20,000 farmers are renowned worldwide as consistent and reliable suppliers of safe, high-quality grains, oilseeds, livestock, and agri-food products. This reputation will continue to thrive despite the Liberal NDP effort to make them less competitive globally by quadrupling the carbon tax. In 2023, Manitoba's crop sector achieved a record $6.6 billion in revenue, with this year anticipated to be higher. Across Canada, the agriculture and agri-food system employs 2.3 million people and contributes $150 billion to GDP. It's harvest time and Thanksgiving time, so when you enjoy another meal with family and friends, remember the farmer that made it possible. Thank you to our Canadian farmers.
The honourable member from Dartmouth Cole Harbour.
Mr. Speaker, Pharmacare matters to my constituents in Dartmouth Cole Harbour, and I will never stop advocating for national Pharmacare. I don't believe that anyone should have to choose between paying their rent or paying for the prescription drugs they need. That's why we've laid a strong framework and launched the first phase of our plan. Cost is one of the biggest barriers for women to access contraceptives like birth control. But under our new Pharmacare plan, women will get the access they need without having to empty their wallets. And no Nova Scotian with diabetes should ever feel the need to stretch their insulin doses or other medication just to try to make it last longer. Our Pharmacare plan will be there to support folks living with diabetes so they no longer need to worry about the costs. They can focus on their health and well-being. Mr. Speaker, Canada is the only country in the world with universal health care that does not provide universal coverage for prescription drugs. And our Liberal government is working to fix that.
The honourable member for Shefford. On October 11th, we marked International Day of the Girl Child under the theme Girls' Vision for the Future. It reminds us of the need for urgent action and persistent hope, driven by the power of girls' voices and their vision for the future. In 2011, the General Assembly of the United Nations created International Day of the Girl Child to recognize girls' rights and the obstacles they must overcome. Future generations will be disproportionately affected by global crises, climate change, international conflicts, poverty, and the rolling back of hard-earned progress towards equal rights. But they can't see this vision through alone. They need allies. And don't forget, the potential of 1.1 billion girls around the world is unlimited. They are breaking the glass ceilings maintained by stereotypes and exclusion, including those particular to children with disabilities and children from marginalized communities. And they're doing it as entrepreneurs, innovators, and leaders of global movements for future generations. Let's go, girls.
The honourable member from West Vancouver, Sunshine Coast, Sea to Sky Country.
Mr. Speaker, this past Saturday, British Columbians braved an atmospheric river to vote for their next government. While a clear majority of British Columbians voted for candidates that believe in the science behind climate change and vaccines and rejected the conspiracy theories that define the Conservative Party, the final makeup of the Legislative Assembly is still too close to call. We do know that West Vancouver, Sunshine Coast, Sea to Sky Country will have 3 first-time MLAs and all from different parties. Congratulations, Randy Neal and Lynn Block, for your incredible campaigns and hard work. But I want to give a special shout out to Jeremy Valeriot, who, after being ahead on election day 4 years ago by 60 votes, unfortunately didn't win. But this Saturday, he was officially declared the winner and the first ever Green MLA for the mainland of British Columbia. All members of this House know the long days of door knocking, making phone calls and connecting with voters is physically and emotionally demanding. So I want to congratulate Corinne Kirkpatrick, Sarah Aftikar, Archie Carrio, Jen Ford, Yuri Fulmore, Chris Moore, Chris Horgesheimer, and Greg Reed for putting your name forward to be in the spotlight to represent our communities. Our province and democracy are better for it.
The honourable member from Peterborough, Kawartha.
The Finance Minister has missed the 2024 deficit target by 17%, making debt servicing charges the fastest growing budget item. It is Small Business Week. Can you imagine if the CFO of a business spent the majority of the budget on paying debt? They would be replaced or the company would go bankrupt. I recently did a post on my Facebook asking for stories about my community of Peterborough, Kawartha, and I received hundreds of comments about businesses donating time and money to affordable housing, organizations, and volunteers helping with the homelessness and opioid crisis. But this comment from Alan Clark really jumped off the page. The community has done more than the government to help the people. That is so true, Alan. The most compassionate thing a leader can do is make life more affordable. It is time for a government and leader who knows budgets don't balance themselves. It is time for a leader who empowers small businesses, cuts the taxes, and allows them to flourish and give to our community. Together, Conservatives will build a Canada that works for the people who do the work.
Yeah.